because it is a beautiful, crisp Friday evening in New York City. We're here on Randall's Island at Icahn Stadium, just about 5 miles from Midtown Manhattan. The excitement, as you can see and possibly hear, is palpable inside this venue. Fans of track and field are steadily making their way to the stands to find their seats, anxiously awaiting this one-of-a-kind invitational, where you will see some of the biggest stars of the sport on display here tonight. This event feels like a culmination of the season, and what a way to celebrate track and field with some of the best that have done it on the track and on the field. I want everyone to take a look at this beautiful stadium. ATHLOS has done something that we have never seen before. It feels like a track and field event, an exclusive event. It's a bit of a party, and it's only for the special ones, and we have invited you to be here today. Hello, everyone. I'm Carrie Champion, and I am thrilled to welcome you to the second edition of ATHLOS NYC. Tonight, we're bringing together some of the most iconic women in track and field in a setting that will really showcase their talents. And to that end, let me tell you what we have in store for you. Let's take a look at this schedule of events. In just about 20 minutes, we'll kick things off with 100-meter hurdles featuring Olympic gold medalist Masai Russell. That's followed by the 100 and 800-meter races, and then it's the mile, and that'll be headlined by 3-time Olympic gold medalist Faith Kipyegon, the 200 meters, and then the night's final race, 400 meters. Throughout the evening, we will also see the long jump, which is a new and highly anticipated addition to the ATHLOS program this year. But first, I'm excited to welcome to our set a woman who won 3 gold medals at the Paris Olympics. You are an icon in your own right. Gabby Thomas, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, of course.
How does it feel to be at this event? Last year you were the headliner, and I know you can't compete this year, but it still feels very special.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's incredible to see how far we've come from just a few ideas being thrown out there via DMs with Alexis and phone calls and just brainstorming, and now we've created this, and it's iconic.
I heard you tell the story, and please do us a favor. Tell everyone the story how you were first involved with this actual event, from an idea, a baby idea in its infant stages with Alexis.
Oh, Alexis had reached out to a few of us athletes because he wanted to hear from us, and I was the first to respond because this is something I've been thinking about for a while. So we hopped on the phone, we shot out a few ideas. I sent him a memo with things I would love to see. Things like this, just showcasing us in a fun way, in a celebratory way, and a really competitive way, right? With a large prize purse.
Yeah, with a large prize purse. That's really what I think is special. For so long, you have built this sport, athletes such as yourselves, and it feels as if you're finally getting your just due in terms of the attention and what you deserve. Last year, the Olympic year, you had 3 gold medals, and you went on this whirlwind, this press tour that was so special, and I know you couldn't compete at Worlds. Tell me how you're feeling in general, mentally, physically. How's it all coming together for you?
Truthfully, I'm feeling incredibly. One of my goals in the sport is not just to win medals. It's not just to go compete at major championships. It's to leave a lasting impact on the sport. It's to have a legacy where I am leaving this sport better than I found it. And I believe that that's what I've been doing this year. So while I am very frustrated about my Achilles, that just takes time and patience. I'll be back next year. I'll be back for the ATHLOS rollout in 2026. But to see what we've accomplished here at ATHLOS today and having it all come to fruition means a lot.
I often try to explain this event to friends of mine, and I try to say, and I don't want to use the word that steroids. You hear Alexis say it's like track and field on steroids. What would you describe it as for someone who is not necessarily a track and field fan, but they want to come here and they want to be a part of it? What it means to you all as athletes?
2 things come to mind. First, it's game changing. This has already changed the landscape of our sport. It has required everyone to step up their game with how much we're being paid, how quickly we're being paid, the fun of it, the entertainment of it all. But what it feels like, this feels like a celebration. This feels like a celebration of what we do. We are women who have dedicated our lives to this sport. And this represents us. It also represents the demographic of track and field. This is our culture. I mean, you can hear the music. Yeah. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Lastly, congratulations. From my understanding, you are now engaged.
Yes, ma'am.
Taking yourself off the market here.
Yes,
Olympic gold medalist and married, a lady. Gabby Thomas, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. Enjoy yourself tonight.
Thank you.
All right, folks. So each winner tonight tonight will receive a sterling silver crown designed and handcrafted by Tiffany & Company, especially created for ATHLOS NYC. And just moments ago, an honorary Tiffany crown was bestowed upon track and field royalty. Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce, the 3-time Olympic gold medalist, 10-time world champion who retired this summer. And now we're so honored to be joined by the legend herself, Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce, an icon on Ion. I don't know if folks really understand how excited I am at this moment, so I have a little bit of nerves, so excuse me. Congratulations on a legendary career. You participated in your last track and field meet at Worlds just recently. Talk to me about how you're feeling right now in this moment.
Honestly, right now, I think there's a lot of emotions. You know, I ran my last race just almost 3 weeks ago, and to be here being celebrated here at ATHLOS has been such an incredible feeling to know that I have, really gave it my all. I left everything on the track, and to be celebrated for that, accomplishment and all that I have been able to do in track and field, it truly feels special. And of course, to receive that crown from Serena is absolutely amazing. It's almost like she has defied so many odds, broken down so many barriers, and for me, it just feels special to be able to stand on the same podium with her.
It's interesting because when Alexis was there talking to you both, he goes from GOAT to GOAT, referring to you and Serena, and that was accurate. I wonder how you feel about your legacy. What do you think that you have left behind for track and field?
Honestly, I think for me, it's about impact, not just impact on the track, but off the track. It's really just showing what elite sprinters can do and that we can drive change, not just on the track, but off the track. And really just breaking down barriers and showing that, ultimately as women, we get to choose, we get to make our choices, and we can honor those choices. And it doesn't limit us or stop our greatness as we continue to strive for what we believe is our best interest.
I love you for saying that, and I do believe that there is not just a moment, but a movement that is happening in women's sports, and what I've been able to really pay attention to, and I wonder how you feel about this. Women are just now, not just now, but I feel as if you're getting your just due.
Yes.
They're acknowledging the greatness and the contributions. How do you feel about this movement that you're a part of?
Honestly, I love this movement because I think it's the moment or now to honor and celebrate excellence in this way. And women have for years been producing excellence time after time. And even with this ATHLOS meet, being able to celebrate those women, to tell those stories of them being, just resilient and determined and dedicated, is just truly wonderful. And I'm glad that, we are here now because the future is speed, and that's just the truth. And we're finally at a place where we're being recognized for all the work that we've been putting in. And it's a sisterhood, and I'd like to think that it's not just me, it's all the athletes that stand at the line, whether it's they're jumping or they're going around the track. We all contribute to the narrative, to the story, and we're hoping that the next generation of athletes, women, will understand that they too can drive that change.
The beauty about what we're doing here at ATHLOS is also acknowledging those from, not necessarily past, but those who have laid the foundation, and also looking ahead towards the future. And when you describe a sisterhood, it really does feel as if it is that sisterhood. And I know we compete, but we compete at the end, but at the end of the day, it's that sisterhood. And speaking of that, I don't know if I can talk to you about being a mother in this space, because there are so many times when women feel as if they can't be mothers and athletes, or they have to put their careers on hold. Whatever discipline that you're in, talk to me how you were able to manage that.
Honestly, I think for me personally, when I stepped into motherhood, I believe it made me stronger. It made me more focused, more resilient, because I understood that I'm not just doing this for me. I'm doing it for the next woman who decides I want to start a family. And we can have both. I've started track and field, and I've never had, seen a lot of women decided that, okay, we're going into motherhood. And so for us, it feels like something that's not talked about, a lot. And when I had my son and I came back to competitive sprinting, I understood the importance of showing women that we can have both, we can do both. And honestly, I believe that ultimately my son made me stronger. He defined my purpose in a greater way. And I think it showed women that if anything, it is an harmony, you know, it's balance. Being a mother and being an athlete, it's a balance and it's harmony, and being able to just create that change and that, you know, the stigma that's attached to women being mothers and coming back, it's just crazy. And I was able to stand on the podium after having my son and winning a championship in 2019. And I think that contributed to the narrative that if you want to have a child, if you want to be a mom, whatever it is that happens, you're not limited. If anything, you are advantageous. It makes you stronger.
I love it. Thank you for saying that, because it should be said. Last but not least, I don't know if it was fair for you to race against the parents at your son's school. That video went viral. Thank you, Shelly.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
You are truly a legend. Enjoy yourself here at ATHLOS. Meanwhile, we're getting closer to the start of tonight's event. 6 races on tap, plus the long jump, which is new to ATHLOS this year. First up will be the 100-meter hurdles featuring Masai Russell. The reigning Olympic gold medalist always had big dreams, but not necessarily in the 100-meter hurdles.
I wouldn't say I picked the event. I would say that the event definitely picked me.
When you got a chance to be the greatest, time to get dangerous.
Coming to college, I had only run the 100 hurdles 4 times before. When I told my college coach that, he was like, we have a lot of work to do.
I'm ready for all competitors.
Not even a whole year out of college, I win the Olympics.
I got what you want, you can't have it.
So many people counted me out, and I had even counted myself out at one point. So for me, it was just proving myself right and proving everyone else wrong. And that's when I had to really take a step back and remember how relentless I truly am. It was just literally a dream come true. As soon as I heard about ATHLOS, I was like, I want to be aligned with, I wanted to be a part of, especially because it's an all-women's meet, it's a competitive field, it's in front of an amazing crowd. It just was something that I wanted to be a part of, just because I feel like this is definitely a break in history for women in sports.
Masai Russell!
I've been running track since I was 8 years old, and the fact that everything that I truly have dreamed of has come to fruition is such an honor and a blessing.
It's my time, so it's grind time, and your time's up, game over.
All right, we are moments away from the main event, and as you can hear and see, the party at Icahn Stadium is well underway. More from ATHLOS NYC, and you'll be able to see all of the folks here just hanging out, having a good time, because, oh my goodness, I just saw one of my best friends. We'll be right back in just a few moments.
They say if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. But to make it here, you gotta keep up with her. Outjump her. Oh yeah, and catch them too. It's different. Here, we stop for no one. Forget waiting for a command. Just take off and let the world catch up. I mean, why look back when lanes are made to go forward? Around here, it only matters how you end it. Who's ever first gets the crown. See, this stage is for the gap closers, the tape breakers, the world beaters, those who don't find their mark, they make one. So welcome to ATHLOS.
Last night, ATHLOS 2025 kicked off with a historic event in an incredible setting, Times Square. Can you guys believe that? A crowd gathered as the sport's brightest stars put on an athletic masterclass. It continues tonight on another gorgeous evening here in New York City. All the party vibes and the feels are here on Randall's Island inside of the Icahn Stadium, where, again, some of track and field's brightest stars and also some goats, as you can see, have already arrived. Speaking of, everyone, I have a goat with me. I'm Keely Champion, and welcome back to ATHLOS NYC. And what we're going to do for you right now is, I'm going to try to calm my nerves, Serena. I know I get to often interview you, but it's a highlight of the career. I was thinking this when you were giving Shelly Ann Fraser-Price her crown. I thought to myself, I wonder what it feels like for her to be in this moment. I'm curious, when Alexis came to you and said, I'm thinking of doing this one-of-a-kind invitational, and I really want to highlight track and field, what was your input and or suggestions?
Well, I've learned
learned don't doubt Alexis because he builds businesses and he makes it great. And so we've seen what he did with soccer and so many other people that he believed in and how it just changed their trajectory. And so when he told me about wanting to build something in track and field, I, of course, loved it. I supported it. And then I thought, wow, why hasn't this been done before? You know what I mean? But you know what? It's happening now, and that's okay. And better late than never, but these women, these athletes deserve this, and they deserve this for years and years.
I know this is all too familiar to you, the fact that you and your sister single-handedly built American tennis for a generation to come, and the investment may not have been there, but you invested with your excellence on the court and off the court.
Thank you.
And now you are truly a boss, an investor in different franchises / leagues. Talk to me about the return on investment in women's sports. How do you see it?
Well, for me, it's not even about a return on investment. Obviously, it is about the ROI, but it's also just about believing in people and women that are great. And women's sports are like, oh, they're so cool now. No. They've been cool. You guys have finally just noticed, So, yeah, and it's like invest in women. It just happens over and over again. You have a successful product. We have a sold-out crowd tonight, and these women are excited to come out here, run their best, and show up on a big stage.
Last year, the inaugural year, Olympia sat here with your husband, and I said, is she running? Are we doing this for her? Tell me about the idea of I'm pretty sure you look at your daughter. She looks like she's an athlete. Your thoughts on her?
Yeah.
On her playing tennis, running track and field. Do you see a world in which she is a competitive athlete?
I don't know. I mean, she is very competitive in general, but you never know. Doesn't seem to be super competitive in sport, but we'll see. Obviously, I'm pro tennis. If you're gonna play any sport, it is going to be tennis. Hello, it's like the best sport. I'm a little biased for obvious reasons, maybe. But I don't know. Whatever she wants. I'm kind of one of those parents. Yikes.
But that's a good parent, actually. You let them grow on their own. And again, you're the goat of it all. I am so honored, honestly, and I say this all the time, but thank you for what you've done for women's sport, your contributions. It really means a lot. We're excited to see you give all the crowns out tonight.
Yes,
Enjoy
I'm giving
yourself.
out the crowns. It'll be fun, and I'm going to try to keep warm.
I know. I have a little heater here. I'll send one down for you.
Yes, please do.
Sarita Williams.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Sarita Williams, you all. So look, let's take a look at what everything's going to happen for the rest of the evening. We're just a few minutes away from our first race, the 100-meter hurdle. 6 races on the event schedule tonight, plus a new addition to ATHLOS this year, the long jump. To get ready for the 100-meter hurdles, let's send it out to our experts. And when I say experts, I mean super experts. Paul Swangard. I'll send it out to you and my favorite girl, Sonia Richards-Ross.
Yes, dim the lights. I like that. All right, y'all, here's the field. Starting us off strong.
All right, Sonia, here we go as we get set for the intros of our first event of the night. 100-meter hurdles, and we start with the American Alacia Johnson, who was second here last year.
One of the best for Team USA. She always finds a way to make a team. She was 7th in Paris, and like you mentioned, she was second here. What an entrance for the ladies. I love this already.
We already heard some Jamaicans cheering for Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price. How about now for the 4-time Jamaican champion in this event, Megan Tapper?
One of Jamaica's best. She's taking this all in. 4 times Jamaica's national champion. She's making her first appearance here in ATHLOS.
Next up on the stage will be the graduate of LSU, strutting into stage position, Tanea Marshall.
Listen, if they give these ladies a stage, they're going to show out. Tanea Marshall, she was 5th in the 2024 Olympic trials. Like you mentioned, 2 times the SC champion.
A little cool here in New York. Starting to think about indoor track and field season, where this woman is the world record holder at the 60-meter indoor hurdles, Devin Charlton of the Bahamas.
Bahamas best. She's the indoor world record holder, 2 times a world indoor champion, and 2 times an Olympic finalist. You mentioned she's great indoors. These conditions might be perfect for her.
Next up, out of the University of Florida, where she won the NCAA championship in the Paris Olympic year and comes with a bronze medal from Tokyo just a couple of weeks ago, Grace Stark.
You talk about having a fantastic season in her first professional year. I also just love that smile. Smile lights up the stadium.
And next, the reigning Olympic champion, Masai Russell.
You'll listen to this introduction. Listen, Paul, she said she has some unfinished business here. She's not here to just have fun. It's not a party for her. This is real competition, and she wants to put on a great show.
Well, talking about fun, it's fun to be here with you, Sonia, and, check the box with the atmosphere here at Icahn Stadium. But in surrounding all of this hype, these women have come to compete.
100%. This is year 2. You talk about a great atmosphere. It is a party, but like I mentioned, for these women, they want to come out here and compete well. Masai Russell said she has some unfinished business on the track. We'll see if she comes with that American record form here tonight.
We'll see what happens. $60,000 for the winners of all of these events tonight. And if they can break a world record, which not many world records are set in the month of October, there's a $250,000 prize available to anyone who does just that tonight.
You talk about motivation, and you see the focus on these women's faces. This event means so much to these women. They want to come out, put on a show. They want to run well. They want to run fast. And up first is arguably one of the hardest teams to make for Team USA, the women's 100-meter hurdles. So you're seeing some of the best athletes competing here tonight.
Saw Grace Stark is actually ranked #1 in the world. And that world ranking is more consistency over winning an Olympic title. And she is in lane 5 next to the Olympic champion, Masai Russell. Let's get it started in New York with ATHLOS NYC. Devin Charlton off, and as she does, a good early start, but fairly competitive in the middle of the track. As they come into view, Masai Russell maybe slightly ahead, and the Olympic champion starts the night off with a victory in the 100 hurdles.
And we saw a lot of that this year from Masai Russell. Kind of a surprise that she didn't win the world championship this year in Tokyo. But she said she wanted to come here tonight and run exactly like we saw her run. Grace Stark's also running well right behind her in 12:60. And Paul, we're not going to expect to see really fast times tonight. It's really cold here, but it's more about the competition and the energy of the competition. And boy, was that a great way to kick off the meet.
Well, and how about for those folks down on the track level and that VIP, really getting a sense of the speed here. Let's look at her race again in isolation.
Masai Russell there in the middle of the track. She was just a bit ahead. You see Devin Charlton, who we mentioned, has great 60-meter hurdle prowess. And then you see Masai Russell really push through in the latter phase of the race. Looking over at the crowd, really taking it all in. Closing out a phenomenal season. A bronze medal is nothing to scoff at. Well, she was just off the podium there in Tokyo. But what a great way to close out her year.
And you can see the crowd all standing next to her. And then how about from up above again, Devin Charlton out on the nearer side of the track, second in. She just has blistering speed in those first 5 or 6 hurdles, but the patience shown by Masai Russell is what makes her the Olympic champion.
An American record holder. She's run the second fastest time we've ever seen at this distance. So what you're seeing tonight is greatness. We're seeing icons here on Ion. It's going to be a phenomenal, phenomenal night.
Icons on Ion. At
Icahn, yeah.
I like the ring of it, and I like the energy here already for that first event. Plenty to celebrate for the crowd as we look at the final results. Masai Russell wins the first event of the night over Grace Stark and Alicia Johnson. Great way to get things started, Carrie.
All right, Paul, thank you so much for that. Cash App is a proud supporter of women's sports. We want to thank Cash App for being a wonderful supporter, as is our next guest. In fact, a legend in her own right. Let's pay some respect to a true track and field trailblazer, Dawn Harper Nelson. Twice an Olympic medalist in 100-meter hurdles, including gold in 2000. Welcome in. I want to make sure I get all these stats out so folks at home understand who I am talking to. So we pay the respect.
Thank you.
So when we were just just watching that event, I thought you were going to jump out of your chair. I got excited. A clap and a clap.
I was hurdling. You didn't see me?
Oh, you were okay.
Listen, that's what it is. When I watch a race, I'm talking about I physically and mentally, I go through it with them. I'm like, come on, Masai. Come on, baby. To be honest, what you saw right there from Masai, she actually clipped hurdle 5, but she always says, I trust my ending because I'm a dog when it comes to those last 5 hurdles. And that's what you saw right there.
You saw it right there. It was so quick, a blink of an eye.
It was a blink of an eye, absolutely. But I love it because she had competition. They said, okay, you could be Olympic champion, but that means nothing tonight. She had to earn this $60,000.
Yeah, and speaking of tonight, this ATHLOS event, second annual, and we're watching what's happening and how the crowd is really here and enjoying it. It feels like a party. It feels like a family.
Yeah.
What do you think about what an event like this does for the sport?
Oh, my goodness. It brings you an understanding of how special it is, right? You hear about it, but when you're here to see it with your own eyes, feel that energy, understand there are monsters on this track and in this field. It just changes your perspective.
You know what? I want to tell you this. Thank you so much for what you have done for this sport. Thank you so much for being so much energy and keeping us up in our game. Absolutely. And I'll get to talk to you a little later on in the show.
Yes, for sure. It's going to be a good time.
It's going to be a good time. Now it's time for tonight's crowning ceremony. Each winner of this event will receive a specifically designed sterling silver crown from Tiffany & Company. A queen crowning a queen, sending it to Serena.
All right. All right, everyone. Congratulations to our first winner. So excited. So I have a couple of questions for you, Masai. This event requires so many things to go just right. How were you able to execute everything?
I think I just had a lot of faith in all the work that I put in throughout this whole season. So, I was trying not to get too overzealous with this crowd and all of this. So I was trying to stay focused, but we got the job done, and yeah.
So last year at ATHLOS, you came in third. So, that still hits a nerve, I see. I love that attitude, yes. So how does it feel to walk away with a crown this year?
It actually means everything. I literally wanted this crown last year, so yeah, it still does hit a nerve, but I'm glad, I was able to get mine a year later, and I'm just blessed and happy that I was able to close out the season with a dub.
All right. You look like you're ready to party. You got any more races tonight?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, I'll see you in the suite. We got some Sincora over there. All right, so anyway, here at ATHLOS, we do things a little different. Instead of giving everyone a medal, which we do love medals, but we are ladies and we love crowns. So when you win, you get a beautiful, beautiful Tiffany crown.
Well, all right, I want to get a crown. Meanwhile, as we mentioned earlier, long jump is new to the ATHLOS program this year, and the event introduction was at Times Square. Now, tell me about that. ATHLOS has set everyone up for something special. It was in the middle of the madness in Manhattan. 6 women jumped for the opportunity to compete for the Tiffany crown. 4 of the 6 are here tonight at Icahn Stadium. Here's a look back at last night's competition.
Welcome, everyone, to ATHLOS New York City.
Representing USA, Tara Davis-Woodhall.
One thing Times Square has never seen is a long jump competition. jumped at your dream location. What was it like tonight?
It's a fever dream. This is electric. The crowd is amazing. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you. Thank you.
Was such an incredible event in the heart of New York City at Times Square, but the jumping continues here at Icahn Stadium, and a woman, I had to look it up, who was a nearly 20-foot-long jumper back in the high school days.
Yeah, back in the days. No, long jump, you know, I think, especially when you're figuring out what you're going to be great at, you know, in high school, I did long jump, high jump, 1, 2, and 4, and so I really love watching long jumpers, and I just can't imagine what it was like for them to compete in Times Square last night. Must have been awesome.
See, the 7-time national champion from Great Britain, Jasmine Sawyer, is there. Jasmine Moore, history made in Paris for her as she won a couple of medals.
Yeah, first woman to win a bronze medal in long jump and triple jump. She had a fantastic night last night.
And then Quenisha Burks of the United States, out of the University of Alabama. And if there is a star of the show, the reigning Olympic champion, now reigning world champion, Tara Davis-Woodhall. That event last night was built for her.
Yeah.
And to her credit, she reached out to the ATHLOS folks after last year when it was all racing and said, where's my event?
Where's field? And she was right. They've added so much to the competition. Tara, one of our most electric performers in track and field. You kind of can't take your eye off of her once she gets going.
Where'd she go to college?
Let me think. No, the only college, University of Texas. Hook 'em, baby. Awesome. Yeah, this is so great. I love that they've incorporated the long jump, and they are center stage again tonight. They were center stage in Times Square last night, and right now they have built the long jump pit right across from us, right in front of the stage. It's just absolutely perfect for these incredible women.
Yeah, Jasmine Sawyer taking a deep breath. She says, this is just as exciting as being at Times Square. And so these women will all have one jump here. They'll have 2 rounds of jumps, and then we're going to separate the field down to a top 2, and then they're going to go head-to-head. So the way this format is set up, too, it's really kind of fun to watch a different style of competition.
Love that. Clean on the board again.
Yeah, that elevated board gives a little bit more spring under your step. There are some women who actually gravitate towards some of those elevated runways versus the standard runways at the track level. The track here at Icahn does have long jumps, but it's on the far side of the field, on the outside of the backstretch. And here we get another look at Sawyer's coming down straight away, and crowd reacted well, and she's now got her mark at 6 meters 22, which is 20 feet 5 inches. So again, these 4 women will have 2 rounds of jumps, and they'll have this round, and then we'll go back to the track. So they're also kind of staggering things. And now here is the Florida Gator, Jasmine Moore.
Yeah, we'll see what she has in store. You talk about the versatility that she's had to be able to have success at this level, at the elite level, in the long jump and the triple jump. Certainly a formidable competitor here at ATHLOS.
3-time U.S. champion on the runway.
Ooh, that looked good, Paul. That looked good. Tremendous extension in the air. Wow.
Can we also just give props to the folks who were out here yesterday during our dress rehearsal that were filling bags of sand to fill that pit?
It's funny, I remember Gabby Thomas mentioned that Alexis Ohanian had reached out to a few people, and I remember talking to him about this, and he was like, you know, what is the long jump usually like, and what can we do to make it different? And he's like, oh, we could just build a pit. And I was like, it never crossed my mind. But that kind of creativity that he's brought to this event is truly spectacular.
So Jasmine Moore takes the lead, 6 meters 51, 21 feet 4 1/4. And here's Quenisha Burks. Again, University of Alabama in 2017, but you talk about reasons to care about athletes. You know, as a young person being raised by her grandmother, she worked during high school at a local fast food restaurant just to pay for her grandmother's car insurance so she could get to work to help raise the kids, and then worked around that fast food schedule to try to compete at high school track, and then now becomes a 3-time U.S. champion, and sitting here in New York City,
that's right,
holding this crowd and getting ready for her first jump of the night.
Yeah, it's that kind of work ethic that takes you a long way. No surprise that she's made it all the way here. She got all that board, Paul, but looks like a clean jump for her as well.
And that stick that goes into the ground measures back to the point at which her body is furthest back from her landing as she comes down. And again, you're trying to, again, just use gravity, but also use that speed. No wonder you were so good.
You know, it's funny, I was thinking about when I used to jump, but when they used the tape measure, I don't want to date myself, and now they have the electric measurement that gives a more precise and a quick measurement for these ladies.
It's listed at 19:11 3/4. And that affords us the opportunity to welcome Tara Davis-Woodhall, and she's not only built for these moments, but absolutely bringing this crowd to life.
Are you ready? Are you ready? We're ready. We're ready. And it's the specific cadence of the clap that the athletes love. They don't want you to rush it. They want you to kind of get into it and then really build up that momentum for the moment.
At the University of Texas broke Jackie Joyner-Kersey's collegiate record. Here is the Olympic and world champion. And the crowd seems to like it.
I thought she had gotten a little bit over the board, but it looks like she must have gotten all the board. No surprise there. She's done this over and over again at the highest levels and just so consistent.
And Davis-Woodhall to the lead, 21 feet 10 inches, and she's down there to talk about it with Lara.
Tara Davis-Woodhall's listening to the crowd as well. You have been part of history already this weekend. You brought long jump to Times Square. You brought long jump to ATHLOS.
Yes.
How much are you feeding off of this environment to compete?
This is so incredible. Like, the marks matter, but they don't matter when we have this. This is incredible, and I'm so blessed. I'm so thankful to come out here and jump in front of a crowd, do what I do and what I love the most, and I'm so blessed and thankful to be here.
And I saw you celebrating with Masai after she had her crown. Describe this dynamic between them.
That's my best friend. That's my sister from another mister. I mean, she has my heart, and I'm so happy for her.
Well, great way to start the competition.
Thank you.
So much speed. Herself a really good sprinter back into her youth days, and born and raised just outside of Los Angeles, and boy, is she looking forward to 3 years from now when she can potentially defend that Olympic title in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
there is a look at the crowd in appreciation for what they saw in that first round. Tara Davis-Woodhall and Jasmine Moore, currently the two that would move on to the final with a second round of jumping still to come. Carrie?
Thank you so much for that, Paul. First off, let's thank our sponsor, Cash App. We like to showcase them for making sure that our athletes get paid on time. You heard that? Ding, ding. All right, well, tonight marks the second annual ATHLOS NYC, which has grown since last year to include the long jump. Next year, the plans for an expansion are well underway, and you'll see something even more grand.
Track and field was made for more. More stages, more attention, more accolades, more than a moment, but a league with a season to follow, teams to root for, all owned by the athlete. Some may say this is a leap too far. To us, it's the only way the sport was made to move. Forward.
It is a party, it is a celebration. We are honoring these ladies tonight. And of course, we're joined now by the creator of ATHLOS, Reddit co-founder, Alexis Ohanian. Welcome, Alexis, thank you for being here.
Here. Yeah. This is an exciting time. I continue to be impressed. These athletes show up and show out even bigger on the biggest of stages. I don't know why it is criminal that we have to wait every 4 years for this with the Olympics. I'm so happy ATHLOS is coming to life.
I will tell you this. You did a media tour for the ages. I saw you everywhere.
I was everywhere.
You were everywhere.
I had time.
And you did.
I had the time.
Private joke. And I really enjoyed you. And what you were able to do, I think, that made everyone want to come out to this sold-out event, which just happened 36 hours ago, was you brought the personality, you brought the athletes with you, you let everyone see what you were offering. Tell me about this vision to make it even more grand than what we've been able to do here tonight.
You know, look, Carrie, the plan was always to build a league. The plan was always, let's build a Formula One of track and field. I love Formula One. You know, it is a bunch of guys going around as fast as they can from point A to point B in cars. That is awesome. It's a great sport. What we're offering here is human beings going as fast as they can from point A to point B, jumping as far as they can from point A to point B. If that can't be as big or bigger, I don't believe it. We see how captivating the sport is during the Olympics. I want to see what happens in between. I want to see Team Nike versus Team Adidas versus Team New Balance versus Team Puma, and that's what we hope to bring to life next year for our league.
Well, what you did do, and it was historic, and I want you to make sure that everyone gives you credit for this, the long jump in Times Square.
Yeah.
The long jump in Times Square.
Center of the universe.
So I was listening to a podcast, and Tara said you said, where would you want to do it?
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like? Walk us through that story. You asked her where she wanted to jump, and she chose Times Square.
Yeah, look, she is an ambitious young woman, and she wanted to have the bright lights of New York City on her, and so she called me out. You know, I invited her to ATHLOS last year, and very politely she said, as a guest, right, not as a competitor. We only had track events. And she said very politely, thanks, but I'll come when I get to compete. And I said, all right, Tara, challenge accepted. And so if you're gonna do the long jump, what's the biggest place we can put it that'll make you happy, that'll show off the sport? And she said Times Square, and the team pulled it off. Credit, Kayla, Chris, the whole ATHLOS team, they pulled it off. And we had people fighting over themselves to get a spot to see this spectacle last night in Times Square. You see the photos. There was nothing like it ever before in history, and it's what these athletes deserve.
I asked your wife the same question. I said, this is not necessarily a moment, it's been a movement. She's contributed to that movement in such a way. Why do you think it's so important to highlight women in sport, the way in which you're doing, showing them their value?
You know, look, everyone always points to the fact that I am a girl dad. I am. My two lovely daughters are here. But I don't ever want anyone to get it twisted. Nothing about this is charity. The reason why this means so much to me is because I want to celebrate excellence. And just think, because of two little girls from Compton, Serena and Venus, nobody in this city, New York, or anywhere in the world thinks that women's tennis is any less of a sport than men's tennis. In fact, you'd be laughed out of a room for thinking that. And what that took was pay equity, thanks to Billie Jean King, and generational excellence in the Williams sisters. And to this day, women's tennis is even more popular in America than men's. So why not a sport like track and field? Why not, see investments I made in women's soccer and other places? But this, to me, is an opportunity that in 10 years, folks are gonna look at me and be like, this was the most obvious thing you ever could have built. And my answer to them is, well, why not faster? Why not sooner? Come be a part of this.
Alexis, thank you so much for what you're doing for the sport and contributing to this movement. I appreciate you. Have fun tonight.
Thank you, Carrie. This is my last gig, so I'm going right back, grabbing some Sincoro and having a nice night.
As your
I'll
wife
be joining
said she
my
would,
wife.
yeah.
And it's great. And also shout out, I'm so happy for Masai. Last year, she got denied. I loved the fact, you saw how Serena responded to her, feeling that way about not winning it. That's the energy. We'll have made it in women's sports when we can let women athletes be all of the things we let male athletes be. They are competitors. They are ass kickers. They are people who want to win, and we can celebrate that, right? They're not just role models. And I love Masai's energy. She's a star. So happy to see her win, and let's build bigger. Thank you, Carrie.
I appreciate you. Thank you. All right, guys, it's almost time for the 100 meters to begin. Let's send it down to Lara.
Thanks, Carrie. I'm here with Kayla White, coming off the World Championships. How much momentum are you bringing into this meet?
People expect you to, you win a World Championship and you come down from the high, and your next meet is in a month in New York City, and it's going to be cold. So, I just tried to, me and my teammate, Tania Marshall, we held each other accountable and said, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this all the way. So, we've been carrying this momentum since Worlds. I'm super excited to be here.
I talked to a few of your other teammates who are out there in the crowd excited to cheer you on. This has been the best season so far of your professional career. How excited are you to bring it to all culminate with this finale?
Man, I'm super excited. The season started off a little rough. I didn't run last year, so I know this season meant the world to me to just try to get back under myself. And I did extremely well, in my opinion. So, you know, this momentum going into next season is going to be crazy. Especially, you know, we ended with the 4x1. It was a team full of my sisters, so we're super excited going into next year.
Well, good luck. Get out there. You got to go race. Carrie, back to you.
All right, thanks, Lara. All right, we're just about ready for tonight's next race, the 100 meters. Paul and Sonia, experts of the sport, please take it away.
And we are happy to do so as we get the stadium ready for another set of introductions. You see FloJo's world record still standing. And now standing on the stage, the entrance in the women's 100 meters. Janelle Smith of Jamaica starts us off.
Well, we know there's going to be a great Jamaican contingency here tonight. We saw Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price earlier today getting honored. There's such a rich history in Jamaican sprints.
Here's a woman looking forward to going back home to New Zealand where it's almost summertime. Zoe Hobbs.
We wish she brought some of that sunshine here tonight. She's a national record holder, and she was a semi-finalist in the Olympics in 2024.
A lot of great collegiate programs turning out a lot of great sprinters from the University of Tennessee, Jacia Sears.
The future of American sprinting, in my eyes. It's her first professional career, and she was a part of the World Championship gold medal relay team. She ran in the heats. Now has that experience under her belt, Paul, that I think she'll build on.
Now Kayla White can be introduced as a world champion, part of the U.S. quartet in the 4x100 meter relay in Tokyo, and she is ready for a chance here.
Sorry, Paul, what a year she has had. And how unique is it to be able to run at the World Championships with all of your teammates on the relay team? I thought that was incredible, and boy, did they deliver in Tokyo.
And how about one of the most consistent sprinters we've seen on the global stage? Now 36 years of age, Marie-Josée Toulouse-Smith.
3 times an African champion, 5 times a finalist in the Olympics, and 3 times a world championship medalist. You talk about consistency and dominance.
And oh, by the way, the defending ATHLOS champion.
Yes.
That's an accolade.
Major highlight.
And then a woman who took full advantage of last year's event, Brittany Brown. She walked away with a payday.
Oh yeah, she was first in the 200 and second here, and she's attempting to do both again tonight. But boy, I remember seeing her after the competition last year, and she was one happy woman for having the opportunity to compete here and compete so well. What does she have in store for us tonight?
Yeah, if you like the party you're watching on the screen, don't even want to tell you about the after party. You look at the field of 6 women here. We'll go across again, and Zoe Hobbs, again, one of the top runners in the history of New Zealand and the Oceania region. Sears in the middle of the track. Over in lane 7, Janelle Smith is in 8.
And listen, if you aren't here, you should be here. I mean, the energy, everyone on their feet in this packed out stadium to see what these 6 women will do. It is phenomenal.
Stage on the left, standing room crowd on the right. 100 meters to crown a champion at ATHLOS. As Kayla White got a good start on the inside in 4. This is very even with Sears now emerging, trying to race with Brittany Brown, and Brown's gonna get it at the line as she ran a very great back half of the race, almost broke 11 seconds, and she's celebrating her first 100-meter win at ATHLOS.
They just rounded it down, Paul, to 10:99. It's freezing cold out here, but she somehow found, I mean, the last half of her race looked like what you expect a 200-meter specialist to look like. She is absolutely in shock, and she's already off to a better start than she was last year when she had a phenomenal meet here at ATHLOS. Brittany Brown truly looking dominant here in the women's 100 meters. And ATHLOS, look at her there, Paul, in the middle of the field. She's 2 from the right. At this point, she is about in second place, and then you just see her find something, dig deep, and get to the front. Although she's leaning back some, she's still able to use her momentum to get in front of Sears.
And does so by 200 of a second. Another look at it again from high above. And Sears had a full step on Brittany Brown, but Brown reels her in. Another American sprinter just brimming with confidence based on how she's done the last couple of major global championships. And here, you know, used this event last year to set the stage for a very good 2025 campaign and starts it up. Does anyone want to tell her she's still scheduled to run the 200?
I think she knows.
And what does it take to win 60 grand?
Wow.
0.02 of a second. That's what that looks like on your screen.
And Brittany Brown, she really does a great job of timing her season to run really well towards the end. You know, having a meet this late in the year in October, you felt like, you know, would it be easy for these athletes to maintain? Well, Brittany Brown is making it look easy. Every time she comes to ATHLOS, she is really prepared to do something special.
So the pride of the University of Iowa, Brittany Brown, takes the victory in the women's 100 meters, setting the stage for round 2 of women's long jump with the Olympic and world champion Tara Davis-Woodhall.
Well, the America's Cal rollout, self-proclaimed. One day I decided to just throw it in the bio. It kind of stuck. I mean, I wear my cowboy boots and cowboy hat religiously. It's a thing now. It's my character. It's what helps me get into the groove of track and field. My name is Tara Davis-Woodhall. I am an Olympic track and field athlete, and I do long jump. Perseverance means everything to me. It's hurling over every obstacle, it's jumping over every obstacle, it's sprinting through everything of any challenges that you're faced against. My mental health journey was very rocky. I suffer from depression and anxiety and severe ADHD, so learning how to cope with those things has been one of the hardest challenges in my life. The best thing I could have ever done is to get in therapy. Just being open and honest has allowed me to feel the feelings I'm supposed to feel and cope with it the way I'm supposed to cope with it. I want my impact on the sport to literally make the biggest crater. I want to change the game of long jump. I want to change the game of track and field. For women's sports, for men's sports, I want to bring more eyes to the sport. I want to bring more money. The hopes of social media, the hopes of ATHLOS, the hopes of all of these cool ideas coming to life. That's how I want to change it.
So Brittany Brown is the ATHLOS 100-meter champion, and it's time now for her official crowning. Let's get it back over to Serena, who's with the winner.
Brittany Brown, you did your thing out there. Congratulations. Oh my goodness, come over here. I don't bite sometimes. How did you feel out there? You won your race and now you have a crown.
I do, yes, it felt great. It was my second 100 of the year, so to come out with the win and get the crown, it was just cherry on the cake.
All right, so do you have the move for us tonight?
What move?
Some dance moves.
Oh, I got one more race, girl. I can't do
Oh, you got another race. Okay, okay. I didn't know. Okay, so, okay, could do a little warm-up move. All right, well, let me give you your crown.
Party's just getting started, Sonia, and
yes.
she's got another race.
This is one of my favorite parts, when you get to see the ladies enjoy the moment and show a few of their moves. She said she wasn't going to do all this because she had the 200, but I guess she couldn't hold it. That's awesome.
As they're going to transition from the crowning ceremony on that stage and get it set for competition again as we move to the second round of the long jump here at ATHLOS NYC 2025. Tara Davis-Woodhall, the reigning Olympic and world champion, currently with the longest jump of the day. Jasmine Moore in second, and this is the second of 2 rounds that will cut down this group of 4 to 2 women that will go to a head-to-head matchup. And marks aren't going to carry forward, so that's going to be kind of interesting too. It'll just be who has the best jump in that round. And Jasmine Sawyers is going to try to get herself into that top 2 as we begin the second round of jumps.
Jasmine Sawyers, 7 times the British champion and 2 times an Olympic finalist. No stranger to big competition. Is once again asking the crowd for support. And she's off on the main stage for her second jump.
That takeoff a little bit behind the board, but it will be measured, and she takes that bow. And as we look at the replay again, she's got to get past Jasmine Moore's mark of 21.4 1/4. I'm just not sure she got the distance. You can see her, again, reaching with the arms. It really is an intricate balance of maintaining that speed and reaching to the sky and just trying to use that momentum in a different direction.
Yeah, and she, like you mentioned, way behind the board. Unfortunately, only 19 feet and 3/4 on that jump, so she will not surpass Jasmine Moore. But
so Jasmine Moore will now try to strengthen her position in the top 2. She sits about 6 inches behind the leader, Tara Davis-Woodhall. You know, there was a stretch where the U.S. women were starting to get a lot of notoriety. Tori Franklin, Kuntura Orji were battling for a long time. Tori Franklin got a medal at a world championship and I think kind of gave Jasmine Moore that stage to step on, and now she is the most dominant American jumper, certainly in both events, but here now in the long jump and that second round, the crowd reacts to that. She seems to like it as well, and we'll get that measure in the line. We've got a laser upstairs that will measure that to the centimeters. That good for October, Coach?
You know what I love is, obviously in a traditional track meet, you have the track and the field kind of going simultaneously, but what they've done here at ATHLOS is to truly give the long jump and the field eventers center stage every time they jump, and that's what makes it so special.
So we saw in the 100 meters, it was a 2/100ths of a second difference between first and second. Now between first and second in the long jump is a single centimeter. Ooh. As Jasmine Moore improves to 21.9 1/2. So she's bettered her position in second behind Davis-Woodhall, and now Quenisha Burks with the last opportunity to move one of those down. Of course, that would be Jasmine Moore. Is now Tara Davis-Woodhall guaranteed a spot in that final. Burks currently ranked 10th in the world. You know, and a lot of these athletes, Quenisha's talked about it as well, been tough to find consistent sponsorship.
Yeah.
And so another, you know, credit to the ATHLOS folks is, you know, the focus on making sure these women have an opportunity for a good payday. Not just the winners, all the way down. It is an investment in the sport and gives someone like Quenisha more runway. And she's got this runway now to try to get to the final.
Another great attempt for her. She looked like she was a bit behind the board as well. Didn't get all the board, and she would have really needed that to be able to catch up with the likes of Jasmine Moore and Tara Davis-Woodhall. But here's another look at her attempt. Huge, strong strides. And then, like you mentioned, trying to balance that speed with that to propel yourself forward as far as you can, and only 6:15. So not enough to get in the top 2 to be in that final, that head-to-head battle.
So it is a slight improvement, but as you mentioned now, we do have our finalists. And, you know, if this was a regular competition, maybe at an early meet where there wasn't many crowd gathered, you know, Davis-Woodhall could just say, hey, I'll just skip now. I can go straight to the final.
Right.
You haven't met Tara Davis-Woodhall.
Exactly. This is her kind of stage, and you just knew that she was going to take advantage of every single jump and give the crowd exactly what they came for, you know? Like, for so many people who may have never seen the long jump who were in Times Square yesterday, I'm sure they are now so captivated by this woman and just what this event is.
Tara, the floor is yours. That enter stage left, exit stage right. What a view. What a champion. The current leader. And the green light goes up again. That one real close as they have to take off behind a takeoff board, and we'll watch it again. Even the DJs enjoying the view. As he now have confirmed that is an improvement, 22.4.5. So
wow,
she wins this little mini round of jumps. She and Jasmine Moore will now move to a final round where these results don't matter. Best jump will win in the final round. As Tara Davis-Woodhall with the best jump of the night so far, 22.4.5. She'll be joined by Jasmine Moore in the final. And we are getting set for a little longer distance on the track. It'll be the women's 800 meters.
All right, folks, so the 800 meters is still ahead, and I don't know if you can hear what's going on behind me, but I know you can see it. We have a crowd full of people in our exclusive party, and we need to check in with Ari Chambers. You're working the crowd, and I need a vibe check, my fellow sister.
Miss Carrie, baby, I know that's right. Always stepping out, looking great, per usual. Look, my favorite part of you outside of the entire entity is your nails. Can you tell me about your nails tonight?
Oh, honestly, nails, shout out to my girl Angie tonight. She did her thing. She wanted to go with exciting, classic, but an exciting, classy look. So it's still very chic, but it still stands out to you. So shout out to my girl Angie tonight.
You look great. Now we have to know about the fit, girl.
Yes, thank you. Shout out to my stylist, Kalila. She definitely did her thing. I just like to put cute outfits on and rock them, so she put it together, be outside. Nice, dressy, girly, but still outside, but inside.
We outside, but inside. Listen, finish the sentence. Sha'Carri Richardson is.
Sha'Carri Richardson is one.
She said what she said, okay? She said what she said.
It was just a period on that. Meanwhile, champions don't just show up, they arrive. They arrive in style. Like that lady right there, Gabby Thomas made her entrance in style, driven by our official vehicle partner, Toyota, talking to her fans, working that red carpet. She is absolutely stunning inside and out from head to toe. Meanwhile, we'd like to showcase our sponsor, Cash App. Cha-ching! Because the ladies will be getting paid tonight instantly, thanks to Cash App. The 800 meters, sponsored by Essentia Water, features some of the sport's fiercest competitors, including reigning Olympic champion Keely Hodgkinson. Before she struck gold in Paris, Keely finished second at 3 straight global championships. So let's find out more about the 23-year-old Brett.
My name is Keely Hodgkinson, and I'll be racing in the women's 800 meters. I am someone who loves a challenge. I love proving people wrong. Keely, the competitor, is fierce, determined. I don't know if I can say this, but almost like a attitude. Keely, the person, is caring, she's funny, and she's outgoing. I like all parts of me because I think they make up who I am.
Who does the public think Keely Hodgkinson is?
For some reason, a huge party girl. I'm not sure where that one's come from. I'm a big believer in my journey that everything happens for a reason. The good, the bad, the ugly. So having 3 global silvers in a row, they all mean different things. The first one was amazing. I was 19 years old, I was in Tokyo, and I got an Olympic individual. It was insane. The second one, I lost the world title by 0.08, and I felt like I'd give it everything, so I couldn't really be too disappointed. And the third one, I was absolutely fuming, and I thought, this is not happening again. Like, I am not coming second again. And going into Paris, that was the Olympics I was really aiming for when I was younger. Tokyo was kind of like a miraculous, this is amazing, but wasn't meant to happen. So Paris was all about really getting into that gold medal mindset. It felt amazing. Paris was everything that I could have imagined. I had the newfound confidence in myself. And now I want to maintain being the best. It's definitely a different mindset, it's a different challenge. You're the one being hunted, you're the one everyone's coming after to try and beat. But I try to embrace that challenge. If I didn't have it, I would want it. This is what I've worked the last 4 or 5 years to get to.
And I am with Keely's teammate, Georgia Hunter-Bell. Georgia, this will be your 24th race of what has been an incredible season so far. This dynamic, this environment, how do you describe it to race in and compete in?
It's like nothing I've ever been at before in terms of a track meet, just the vibe, the energy, like it's the last race of the season and everyone's really excited.
And you're bringing in incredible momentum coming off of the World Championships. Just how much have you been fueled by the success that you've been able to carry through, not only the 800, but in the 1500 as well?
Yeah, it's exciting. I feel like at the moment in athletics, people are switching events a lot, which is cool. Like, we are not fit into pigeonholes, like we are broad, we are multifaceted, and yeah, I'm happy to back up the 800 with the 1500 last year, and yeah, excited for next year too.
Excited to go watch you race. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Lara, thank you for that. All right, up next on the track, it's the 800 meters, and they're just about ready to go. Paul and Chanya, I send it back to you.
Yeah, let's cue the lights, cue the intros as we're going to get set for the second longest race of the night. We got a mile coming up a little bit, but this is 2 laps of the track and the women's 800 meters. And Sonia, we've got a good field. We've been able to hear from Georgia Hunter-Bell, who a year ago was just trying to get her day job of being in cybersecurity off of her ledger so she could be a full-time athlete, and she has done that now, as she will be racing this 800-meter race as well. You see the world lead now, the world champion, Lily Odira, with a surprise win in that 800-meter final in Tokyo, but the world record still standing since 1983. Saw a world record by Usain Bolt on this track many years ago, so no stranger, and if someone pulls off a world record tonight, it's worth $250,000. But more than anything, we've seen great competition, and that is the focus of this ATHLOS event, as we will welcome now our field in the women's 800, starting with one of the top Division III talents of all time. 9 times she won NCAA Division III titles, Emily Richards.
Yeah, having a great season. For the first time, she's broken 2 minutes in the 800. She competes in both the 800 and the 1500 meters.
She ran at the University of Arkansas, but also represents St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Shafiqua Maloney.
Yeah, she's their national record holder in the 800, both indoors and outdoors, and she was just off the podium in Paris in 2024.
Speaking of Caribbean standouts, oh, she's already got the rhythm going.
She got the moves!
Latoya Gould-Toppin of Jamaica.
Yes, I mean, for over a decade, she's represented Jamaica so well. 3 times an Olympian. And she's thought about walking from the sport, but she says she still feels like she has a lot to give.
And a world champion in this event back in 2019 from Uganda, Halima Nakai.
2019 world champion, and she was bronze in 2022.
And then the training partners to be introduced in succession. First up, the bronze medalist at 1,500 meters in Paris last year, Georgia Hunter-Bell.
She was bronze there and silver in the 800 this season at the World Championships. You talk about having a dream career, and just the strength of the British middle distance has been incredibly fun to watch.
And our final athlete to the stage is the reigning Olympic champion, Keely Hodgkinson.
You know, we talked a lot about Tara Davis-Woodhall and women who love center stage. Keely Hodgkinson is one of those women as well. We saw her coming up with a thing more really battling until finally she came to the front and really has just been the one to beat. Had a tough season this year. She was plagued with injuries, but still went to the World Championships and finished with a bronze medal. So, you know, a little bit off of her standard, but to be able to only have a couple races prior to competing in Tokyo, I would say that's a great way to kind of round out her season.
The start list on your screen presented by Essentia, as the reigning Olympic champion will be in lane 6. There's Gould-Toppin, next to Georgia Hunter-Bell, Hodgkinson, Nakai, Maloney, and Richards. 2 laps of the track here at Icahn Stadium. They'll be looking to go under that 2-minute mark, which is kind of the consistent sort of sub-4 mile comparison for 800 meters for women, as they toe the line with a $60,000 first prize up for grabs. And we're underway and racing in New York City at 800 meters. And Hodgkinson, no pacer in this race, so it's, if you want to take control now, because you're going to go from your lane here on the backstretch, and then everybody can move into the inside lane, and Hodgkinson going to take it there early, but Gould-Toppin also trying to make a bid here at 200 meters. It's Hunter-Bell, Hodgkinson, and Gould-Toppin.
Hodgkinson, with only having 1 race to run here, I like her chances. We talked about this, Paul, kind of off camera, how having those 3 races may have been tough on her with the season that she's had. But when she's had 1 race, she's looked like her old self, and she's still in front here looking really comfortable as we approach the first 400 meters of this 2-lap race.
Get a split through 400 meters right around 56.6, and now officially 56.65. First 5 still in that race as they work their way around the backstretch here. And now, just as it is in a 400, Sonny, that you know so well, it's like sustaining speed through strength in this last 400. And for all of them, the last 400 of their season.
Yeah, it's going to be a great feeling for them. Look at Latoya Gould-Toppin. They're now 34 years old, still hanging with Keely Hodgkinson, almost 13 years her junior, looking good, but it's going to be really hard to keep up with the young superstar there, Keely Hodgkinson. This is the strength of her race.
Shafiqua Maloney back there in 4th, but Hodgkinson beginning to pull away from the field. It's going to be a good battle behind her for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, but now in isolation, the Olympic champion stretches out the lead. She's going to stretch to the line and break the tape as the ATHLOS 800-meter champion.
And that's a great, great time with the conditions, time of year. But you got to figure that Keely Hodgkinson's best is still to come because her season was so delayed. You see the teammates there embrace. Georgia Hunter-Bell mentioned that she had never experienced anything like this, and none of us have. What ATHLOS is creating is groundbreaking. You know, you're seeing that the VIPs and the fans so close to the action and just really enjoying and taking it all in. And what a performance, 156 in these conditions here on Icahn, phenomenal.
So not only a meet record, but how about this one? We go to the obscure stat book, but I think it's pretty cool. That is the fastest 800 meters ever run by a woman in the month of October. By more than a second.
Wow, wow, wow. It looks special. It looks special, and Keely Hodgkinson is a special runner. And we talked about her delayed season, so by the time she got going, she actually would have wished that she had a few more races, because I think that she could be in the best shape of her life and go under that 154 PR that she has. But what a great run for her. She's going to get the crown. She's going to get the money. And now she talks about being a party girl. It's going to be a great party after this.
She may already have the money that they're paying the group here through Cash App, so it's going to be a nice way to celebrate. You know, I worked with her in June at the Faith Kipyegon sub-4-minute mile effort, and just a joy to be around, and was just hoping that she'd have a chance to just get healthy at that point in the season.
Yeah.
And now she can take this kind of win and that momentum into 2026. A look at the results. ATHLOS record, October record for Keely Hodgkinson, our winner at ATHLOS in the 800 meters.
Let's take another look at tonight's 800-meter winner, Keely Hodgkinson, the reigning Olympic gold medalist, cruising to the title. Let's send it back down to Serena so she can crown our champion.
All right, I am coming, and I am here. Hello. Congratulations. Everyone give it up. Woo! Okay, so you had injury, a lot of injuries this season, or at least one good injury, and it really shortened your year in 2025, but yet you managed to win Worlds, and you won here tonight at ATHLOS. So how do you feel about that?
I feel amazing. This is a great place to finish my season. Started off not so good, but ended in a really great place in New York. So thank you so much for having me.
You know what? It's not how you start, it's how you end, right?
Yes.
You ended it well.
I do my best, and that was good enough for today, so I'm super happy. Thank you.
Well, we're all really proud of you and really happy that you came to ATHLOS, so thank you so much. And now we are going to give you your amazing Tiffany crown.
I don't think she's going to save the dancing for later, Sonia.
She's going to save the dancing for not when so many people are watching. I'm not mad at her. I'm not mad at her.
I got to do my cool down. Those distance runners. Great look at the atmosphere in the crowd here at Icahn as they get set for the final round of the women's long jump competition that started yesterday in Times Square. Had 2 rounds with 4 women earlier tonight to set the stage for this head-to-head, and a little bit different format, which I think kind of makes it fun. What you did Times Square, what you did in the last 2 rounds, don't matter much now.
Doesn't matter.
Just, it's like 2 people in a park saying, I can jump farther than you, and now you got to prove it. And Jasmine Moore is going to go up against the Olympic and world champion Tara Davis-Woodhall, who has the benefit of the second jump, so she'll know what Jasmine has in the way of a mark. Jasmine's best jump in the preliminary rounds was 21.9 and a half, as she tries to get the crowd in a rhythm. Former Florida Gator, now in flight.
Wow. You know, from this angle, sometimes it looks like they get over the board, but it looks like she got all of the board on that jump. And like you mentioned, it's all that matters. You know, a lot of times people would say the long jump and the field event, they get 3 chances, and so it's not the same as like a sprint where it's the final and just like this. It doesn't, the other rounds don't matter. Well, here at ATHLOS, you jump for the final time, and that's all that matters. So Jasmine Moore just did 20 feet, 10 inches. Tara Davis-Woodhall, we know the final round is kind of like her sauce, right, Paul? This is where she like always shows up, but now she doesn't have anything to hold on to. She has to get it right now.
Well, last night, it was the last jump of the night.
Yeah.
That was her best jump of the night. A couple of times last year on her way to the Olympic title, she almost, like at the Olympic trials, almost didn't get into the finals to make the U.S. team. So I don't know if she's working on a script for an option that she might be pitching for a movie going.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. But like you mentioned, the last jump has always seemed to be where she just shows up. She's a gamer. She's a champion. She's a show woman. She's just all the things. And so this kind of competition really plays to her strengths.
Let's give her the stage again.
She's asking the fans to stand up, not just clap. She wants them on their feet and really in the moment with her.
One jump to win it all for Tara Davis-Woodhall here at ATHLOS. One and done, Sonia.
All aboard. I mean, it's like she puts on a clinic every time she jumps. It is just beautiful. Poetry in motion for Tara Davis-Woodhall. It was just phenomenal. I mean, we don't even have to wait to see the mark. Like
well, we kind of do, but we can enjoy some replays while we do. And that's a big jump. You know, 7 meters is kind of the big plateau for women's long jumping, and she went 7 meters 13, 23 feet 4 3/4. Wow, wow, wow. She's celebrating that as well, and for good reason, as she.
Hey. So listen, what makes this so special is that she could have come here and not even at her best, she could have potentially won this, but she came out here and she gave it everything that she had, and that's what the fans deserve. That's what she deserves. Yeah! Ooh!
Make it rain.
Get it, Tara.
Oh, we could be here a while.
So special, so special. She talks about wanting to change the game for field eventers, and she has done that in so many ways. And what you're seeing here, this is not new. This is who she's always been. She's so much of herself. She's such a star. ATHLOS was made for Tara Davis-Woodhall. Do you hear me? Made for her.
Well, if you haven't had a chance to, you got to check out her YouTube content with her husband, Hunter Woodall, who's Paralympian, but we'll get down to Serena now for that crowning ceremony.
That was amazing. Oh my gosh. Tara Davis-Woodhall, Tora, sorry. You know, that's my southern accent now that I live, you know. I'm so proud of you, you did so good. Okay, so was it your dreams come true? I know you had a vision for Times Square, right? Did you see your dreams come through last night? This is the first time that ever happened at Times Square.
Yeah. Woo. My dreams did come true, and I can't believe long jump was in Times Square last night. I can't believe it's in front of you guys tonight. The crown. Oh my
God. They're so happy to have you here. You've become such a star in the sport, and it means so much to so many people here. Do you have any words of motivation before we give you the crown?
You guys, you can do anything you want. If you put your mind to it, you can achieve it. Don't ever doubt yourself. There are endless possibilities in this world. Just give yourself a chance.
Wow. All right. Well, let's give yourself the Tiffany's crown.
Oh my God.
go down there. I am missing all of the fun. I've created a dance move. I want to go dance with Tara. She is something amazing and special. This energy inside of Icahn is so electric, and I am so glad that she's here. She's adorable. Meanwhile, it's time for us to take a quick break. When we come back, it's the longest race of the night. The mile is coming up next.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be the fastest kid in my school. And then it was like by high school, I wanted to be the fastest kid in the county. And so now I'm focused on like, how do I try to become the best in the world? My name's Nikki Hiltz, and I'm a track and field Olympian who specializes in the 1500. I came out on transgender visibility. I felt like I kind of got to a point where I was like, okay, I could continue on and being called she, her, even though that doesn't quite align with my gender. Or I can do this really scary thing and come out and ask people to start using they, them pronouns to me and say, hey, I'm actually non-binary. Lying to myself and the world became more scary than the thought of coming out. I feel like whenever in my life I've done something off the track that's empowering, it always finds a way to like translate onto the track. You know, a big part of the 1500 is not being hesitant, making bold moves and being confident. As soon as I started taking those steps in my life, I really saw it translate on the track. I'm really proud of myself. I'm an Olympian, I'm national champion, I have some American records, things like that, but I do think the thing I'm most proud of is showing up as myself. I just want people to know, like, being different, it's not a bad thing. We're all different, and that's what makes us special. I just hope that maybe my path through the sport as a non-binary person can help the next person in the sport feel less alone.
And I am joined now by Nikki Hiltz. Nikki, you are coming off your highest finish at a global outdoor championship. What is the outpouring of support, the excitement? How do you describe it for the season that you've had and the opportunity that you have here at ATHLOS?
Yeah, I mean, that was an awesome race, 5th in the world. It's such an accomplishment, and just trying to build off that momentum and a really, really good season here at a really fun meet.
And you thrive in these high competitive environments. This is a field that you know so incredibly well. Know you like to make those bold moves in races. What can we expect with this competitive field that you have around you?
It's a very stacked field. So top 5's the goal again, even though there's 5 of us. But no, I think you can expect some really fast racing, and I love it. It's a mile. People have context for that. We all had to run it in PE, and so yeah, I think you're going to see some women break 4:20, which is awesome. That's crazy fast.
And I know we're going to see a huge kick from you at the finish.
That's the goal. Yeah, I don't necessarily make the first move, but I try to be the one to make the last move. So
good luck. Let's go see it.
Thank you.
All right, Lara, thanks you so much for that. The mile is about to get underway, so we need to send it back over to Paul and Sonia to introduce the athletes.
Sonia, you've been a sprint expert, a long jump expert, now
the mile.
Your favorite event, the mile. Look at that world record, and we're going to see the world record holder on this track momentarily. And Gudaf Sagai has the fastest time in the world this year, 4:11.88. It's an iconic distance for many reasons. A moonshot attempt in June by Faith Kipyegon to run more than 7 seconds faster than her world record and run under 4 minutes. Didn't do that, but the journey itself was so inspiring.
Yeah, it was incredible to watch her. And you talk about the mile, and you talk about this distance and me doing long jump and the sprints here. Well, I've become such a huge fan of this distance because of Faith Kipyegon and her story and all that she's done, and it's just been incredible. So excited that the fans get a chance to experience her today.
She will come to the stage here momentarily as we start with Fruweni Hailu of Ethiopia, the 24-year-old who was just off the podium in Tokyo back in 2021. Silver medalist at the World Road Mile Championships back in 2023. She'll make her way to the start line. And next up, saw a nice feature on Nikki Hiltz. And we welcome them to the stage.
8 times the U.S. champion. They've won the 1500, the road mile, and 3K. They've consistently been one of America's best middle distance runners, and they continue to strive for even greater things. 5th at the World Championships. They're just getting started.
Big smile on Nikki's face as we now move on to Susan Ajore, the Kenyan. Already done the Texas thing for you. I can say that Susan ran at the University of Oregon.
Love that. Go Ducks.
Like the sound of that.
Just for you, Paul.
Hook 'em. So she'll be the 3rd athlete introduced, and then Gudaf Sagai, we talked about fastest time in the world this year, 4 times a world champion.
Talk about dominance in this event. She's also a bronze medalist at the 2021 Olympic Games. She's the world record holder at the 1500 meters indoors.
When you compete in the mile, sometimes you just got to have a little faith.
Yes. Yes. The woman that so many of us came to see tonight. We talked about living legend. She's the definition of an icon at Icahn on Ion. Man, is she just so special to watch. What I love about her is not only is she a 3-time Olympic champ, 5-time world champion, and a world record holder, but she's a mom. And the way that she carries herself with such grace and poise, she's such an incredible ambassador for the sport of track and field. If this is your first time seeing her run, shouldn't be your last. She's just incredible, incredible in all ways.
Daughter Aline was born back in June of 2018. The 5 women in the field will also be joined by a pace setter, not uncommon in these types of races. Rebecca Ochan, who comes here with a big job, pace the world record holder. Ochan, the Big East champion in the 400 for Georgetown this year, and she is expected to go out in 2:05, 2:06. That's a solid time. Fastest mile ever run on U.S. soil is 4 minutes and 20 seconds. That's well within the wheelhouse of Faith Kipyegon as they step to the line for the mile. And from the outside, Ochan will come into the pace-setting position. Actually staying out in lane 2, trying to get out and ahead of Sagai, but Sagai being pretty aggressive here in the early going, getting away from the world record holder Kipyegon.
And literally running past the pacer. I mean, Sagai's on a mission. I'm not sure the pacer's gonna be able to keep pace.
Well, she's going to have to try to chase Sagai now, and Kipyegon is getting right behind her. So that's something you don't see every day, but that also suggests that, you know, and this is a good rivalry here between Sagai and Kipyegon. And this is, you know, whether you're sending a message to the off-season or you just say, hey, I just want to beat this woman one time.
Yeah. No, I mean, we talked about this, right? The stage has been set here at ATHLOS, and we talk about having celebrities, and it's a party. But for the women on the track, this is big business. They want to come out here, they want to run really well, and they want to leave something memorable for all the fans that showed up for them. And so that's what we're seeing. The pacer has actually come off the field here after 400 meters, unable to keep the pace. But you're running with 2 of the best women to ever do it. This is phenomenal racing at this late in the season, and you see the 2 women up front have separated themselves from the field.
Kipyegon has the mile world record, of course. Sagai is the 2nd fastest ever. But how about this stat? Kipyegon has never lost to Sagai. She is 18-0, including 15-0 in 1500s, and they have never, ever raced the mile distance until tonight.
Wow. I wouldn't have thought that was possible, but I also would have thought that Sagai may have gotten faith in 1 or 2 races, but the fact that she is unbeaten just goes to show, you know, why we all just admire all that she's accomplished on the track. They come around now for the first 800, Paul.
And they're slightly past 800 meters, but at the half mile, they work their way through in about 2:07.51, so slightly slower than the prescribed pace, but they are under that all-comers record of 4:20.39 that was set back in 1998. Icahn Stadium record is going to be done in about 2 minutes. I can tell you that. It's around 4:30. But here now, Tsegay and Faith challenging her on the outside, and Tsegay just looks around and is not staying with her.
I gotta say, I'm a little surprised that the rest of the field has fallen off so much. Expected Nikki Hiltz to be in the mix a bit more, but they're almost 100 meters behind the two women out front.
And now you can see on the graphic on your screen, over 100 meters separating the leaders, and more space now separating Kipyegon and Tsegay as they roll to the bell lap. 1 lap to go as Faith eyes some history here in New York.
Faith doing Faith things, already making the move. I watch this race often, listen to you and Kara Goucher, our colleague, talk about how she's able to just infuse that speed effortlessly at any time in the race. And I mean, she has done that, and now she's opening up an even larger gap to the woman in the back, maybe 120 meters or so. It's insane, Paul.
Well, 200 meters to run. Tsegay, you can see it on her face. She's starting to lose traction and ground to the world record holder, who has put together another iconic season. And this icon is heading into the stadium named Icahn, fitting tribute here. Tsegay doing everything she can to stay in close contact. But this crown is going to the greatest of all time. Faith Kipyegon wins the mile in the fastest mile ever run on U.S. soil. And now the race behind, Nikki Hiltz trying to hold on for third. And it's Hiltz, Hailu, and Ajore. Big smile for Hiltz. Get a nice payday. And, you know, the thing we always appreciate about Faith as well is just how the rest of the field is immediate to show how much they believe in her, respect
and
her.
Appreciate her. What she has done for this event is undeniable, and I think all athletes can appreciate when there's a generational talent like a Faith Kipyegon in your event. You just can't deny that. And so you see so much love, and she pours it right back into them. Whenever she's finished competing, she always turns around and hugs every single athlete that has competed against her. And so it's just really great. And I also wanted to just mention and just acknowledge that level of consistent greatness that you mentioned. To be able to go up against one of the other best women to ever do it and to be undefeated, you don't see that in these types of events. And so Faith is really just one of a kind and a true gem in our sport.
Let's give credit where credit's due. That gutsy effort in the early going by Tsegay kind of kept that pace going. That pace setter wasn't going to be able to stick with that pace. And Tsegay also under the previous all-comers record in the United States, running sub 4:20. But Faith, she's got a lot of that tape hung up somewhere.
I'm telling you, as she should.
Another magical year for the 31-year-old from Kenya, who adds an ATHLOS title in 2025 in record-setting fashion. As we said, that's the longest race of the night. We'll have a need for speed when we come back, as we'll go 200 meters coming up shortly, followed by the 400 meters as well.
It's just me out there on the line. It can be very deafening sometimes.
We saw how well she ran in that 100, so she will have
really begin to learn how to trust yourself and trust your intuition and trust what your body's telling you and trust the movements that is going on when the gun goes off. teaches you how to trust that voice that's within yourself. My name is Brittany Brown. I am a professional sprinter.
And at the line, Brittany Brown.
As athletes, especially as female athletes, like pain is something that we try to just say, like, we're gonna dismiss it, you know, push through, keep going, it's okay. I was like, oh, like my body's actually talking to me right now. Like it's actually telling me something. I had a surgery last year and I was going through all this stuff. Living in the vulnerability of it, it's something that you always think about. It's like, is this interfering? Is that impeding on my life? Super great to get that medal. I definitely made it more sweeter knowing that I was able to persevere. The goal is to win. Every time we step on the track, we're racing to win. So that's the plan.
Oh my God, look at this crowd. Meanwhile, a strong statement by Faith Kipyegon taking the mile victory in another dominant performance. We're going to send it back to Serena, who's standing by with our champion, but more importantly, she's standing by with the crown.
Faith, congratulations. You've been to ATHLOS 2 times and you've won 2 times. Is it just something special that you love about ATHLOS?
Yeah, it's really special to be here. Last year I was here. Such a nice crowd. Thank you so much. This is so amazing to just come and finish my season here with, coming close to you and having fun with you. It's so amazing. It's really nice, guys. So I'm happy to be here for the second time.
Wow. Yeah. So you are just dominating in this long distance. You are really killing it. So much so that I feel that you're competing against yourself at times with what you did in Paris. But I feel so honored to be here with you again. But, well, not again, but for the first time. But I just talk about how you really push yourself to do this.
I would say, yeah, I've been dominating in this event. 1,500 meters, it's like I'm the queen, and now you are crowning me like a queen. So I would say this is my time. I've been pushing myself to just, achieve so many goals to motivate the young generation, and I'm still inspiring myself as well to just run fast in this event. So yeah.
All right, well, we love to see you win. We love to see you here at ATHLOS. And we would love to give you this Tiffany's crown again for the 2nd year in a row. So congratulations.
Okay, so let's just talk about one thing here. Faith's energy, her kind spirit and smile, it shines through. I heard Sonia and Paul talking about it. Look how happy she is. You can tell that's actually from the inside out. And I love to see a champion celebrate this way. Meanwhile, Serena, I asked her, I said, so why'd you decide to do this? And she said, because I wanted to be able to hand out those crowns. It sounds like something I should be doing. Great job to Serena. Meanwhile, there's still much more to do. 4 races down, 2 more to go. The crowd, as you can see, is loving every single moment of this. Next up, the 200 meters. But first, let's hear from Robin, who's in the stands.
I am here with Olympic gold medalist, Suni Lee. Thank you so much for being here celebrating ATHLOS tonight. So how does it feel to be here as a fan celebrating these iconic track and field athletes?
It's so exciting. I mean, I have a bunch of friends competing and racing tonight, so it's really cool to see. This is kind of like my first track meet ever, so it's really exciting to see. And of course, the crowd is a lot of fun too, so it's just been So much fun.
So the energy is electric. What do you wish people knew about being a professional athlete at the top of your sport? Because there's a lot of behind the scenes grit and hustle, obviously, that happens. So what would you say to the average person who's watching from their couch, cheering from home?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think being an athlete, people only really care about what we do at the competitions on the biggest stage. So people don't really know, I think, the hard work that actually goes in, the hours, the crying, the tears, the sweat, like everything that goes into it. I think a lot of it too is like mental health is a really big aspect of it. So to be here and to be able to cheer all of my friends on and to just know that they're all doing okay, it's a lot of fun.
We're here, Queens supporting Queens. Thank you so much, Suni. And we are here at ATHLOS NYC celebrating.
We are so happy to be surrounded by so many goats. Meanwhile, this crowd, they're enjoying themselves. I'm gonna have to wrap soon. I need to get out there. Robin, thank you for that. 200 meters, just a few moments away. We're gonna sit it down to Lara, who's with the defending ATHLOS champion in that race, Brittany Brown. Lara, take it away.
I have Brittany Brown, who we could call at this point Brittany Crown, because you already have two of them, one from last year, one from this year. How significant has this event become for you in your career?
I mean, it seems like it's become like a staple. No, honestly, it's a great atmosphere. Like I said in one of my interviews, like, you know, like having an atmosphere like this, having the prize thing like this, it makes you want to compete, it makes you want to, you know, run hard, and the camaraderie with the girls, it's just amazing.
With everything that you have gone through on and off the track, personally, professionally, how much has your strength been tested and been put on display this last year?
Oh my God, definitely put on display a lot this season. It's definitely been tested, but you know, to come back this year after everything I went through and come back and be crowned in the 100 and try to get this crown in the 200, like I think, you know, times like that just really test you, but it brings something out of you. And I think, you know, these next couple years you're gonna see what it's brought out of me. So yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna hold you any longer because you were getting ready to run off before.
Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Carrie, back to you.
All right, Lara, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So it's time now for the 200 meters. I'm going to send it back to that excellent duo. Name a better duo than Paul and Sonia. I can't. Name a better duo.
You're far too kind, my friend. You're killing it out there, too.
We are getting set for the 200 meters, and the party in the house now transitioning to attention on the stage. As we'll welcome those athletes, including Brittany Brown, looking to do what she did last year and double up her payday, but maybe trying to sweep this time around after winning the 100.
200 definitely her better event, so if there is one that she was favored in, it was certainly this one.
Kiss goodbye of the Ivory Coast, a 26-year-old who competed collegiately at Howard University. You know, it goes without saying that U.S. collegiate system really is the Olympic training ground for the world's best track and field athletes.
100%. She's the 2024 African champion and a finalist at the Olympic Games in 2024.
Well, we've already talked about her once today. She finished 4th in the 100. Marie-Josée Toulouse-Smith, also of the Ivory Coast or Côte d'Ivoire.
I just love this woman so much. She competes in the 1 and the 2 at most events. And, you know, to me, that just shows how much she loves to compete and loves the sport. She's certainly going to be a legend when she does finally retire. But, man, it's just been fun to watch, you know, the length of her career. She's been certainly the best out of the Ivory Coast for well over a decade.
Made the world final this year for Team USA. Mackenzie Long, NCAA champion for Ole Miss in the Olympic year, and then made the Olympic team. Was a great story.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely going to be one to watch coming out of Team USA in the sprints.
Navia Battle next, also a member of Team USA from the Ohio State University.
She was 4th at the World Championships this season and a semifinalist in the Olympics. You know, you can't get that experience until you do it, and so now she has those 2 major championships under her belt. I think great things are to come for her as well.
She's not wearing her medal, but she took home some hardware from Tokyo. Amy Hunt, kind of a surprise silver medalist in that final.
Yeah, she was phenomenal. If you haven't seen the race, go back and watch that women's 200-meter final at the World Championships this year in Tokyo. It was a great execution for her to run a lifetime best. And with the
Anything missing in that was your call.
Oh, I appreciate you. I missed you guys so much, Paul. Happy that I, too, got to close out the season here. And here is Brittany Brown already with one of the crowns. So you already said she has two because she had one last year. And this is her better event. She's a bronze medalist at the Olympic Games and a World Championship silver medalist as well in 2019. So, you know, she's had some health challenges. We saw that in the piece where she talked about overcoming that. But that is what sports is all about. It's about digging deep and finding your best self when you failed on the track or off the track or when you have challenges. And so Brittany Brown is such a shining example of what you can do when you truly work hard and believe in yourself. And so another great opportunity for her, Paul. She could leave here with $120,000 if she's able to pull off another win. That's some serious money.
It is exactly what you said. It is, and you know, it's transformational. I mean, it really can be for some of these young women a chance to, you know, build the support team around you, have stability in the years ahead. This is kind of the restart of another Olympic quadrennial. And we heard Alexis Ohanian talking about it. We don't want these women just to have the spotlight once every 4 years. So this the opportunity to shine the spotlights, and they have spotlights here as they follow these women around for the 200. As Mackenzie Long finds her way to her block, she'll be in lane 8 and waiting for Brittany Brown, who will be in lane 7. But there's Battle, Hunt, Toulouse, Smith, and Bai on the inside in lane 3. When you ran those 200s to get yourself ready for the longer race, which lane did you like?
I like the outside lanes, right? If you're sprinting, you want to be on the outside of the track because you have an easier, softer bend to navigate. And so, you know, you run faster on a straightaway. And so when you're able to mimic that on the turn, so the women in 7 and 8 will have a much, well, I won't say much easier, but a little easier time on the turn. And so Brittany Brown has a great lane draw there behind Mackenzie Long, who has a great first 100, as does Brittany Brown, so she'll be able to key off of her and then show the best part of her race, the final 50, where we saw her beat Gabby Thomas to take home the crown last year.
Kind of cool setup, too, here with the main grandstand. There are no seats on the backstretch, so it's a real quiet moment, but you are racing to the energy here right now with that crowd in a party mood, ready to bring these women home. Our penultimate event at ATHLOS NYC 25, the women's 200 meters.
Set.
That's Brittany Brown there right behind Mackenzie Long. What we thought she would set the target and then Brittany Brown would go, but look at Anavia battle Paul in the middle of the field.
But here comes Brittany Brown looking for the ATHLOS sweep. 2 crowns for Brittany Brown.
Wow, wow, and wow. Lara is right. I think we should start calling her Brittany Crown. She has 3 Tiffany crowns now, and this meet truly brings out the best in Brittany. 21:89. We talk about the 4-minute mile and all those markers. A sub-22 performance at 200 meters is every athlete's goal in this event, and for her to do that tonight, she ran sub-11, sub-22. They should rename this meet. This is Brittany's meet. Like, this is her world, and we're just in it. What a fun, and she had pressure from a Navia battle, and she was able to respond and separate from the field. What an awesome day for Brittany Brown.
And not all the races we've talked about time, but again, to put this into context, she just set a new Icahn Stadium record, taking down Veronica Campbell-Brown, VCB. If you followed the sport, she's one of the greatest to ever do it. And this was, in some ways, easier for her, but I think credit battle, I mean, Brittany, give Anavia at least a tip for what she just did, which she gave you somebody to chase down, and once she got past her, no one was going to catch Brittany Brown.
She looked like she almost had a smile on her face, just knowing what she had in store. To be able to pull off the win, it's cold here, guys. She just came off the 100, and she comes back out and runs 21:89. Wow, that's a phenomenal performance for her, and I think she's been through so much. This should be really helping her confidence going into what we think is going to be a great year for Team USA going into the Olympics. So, man, what a great performance from that star, Brittany Brown.
An ATHLOS record to boot, Icahn Stadium record. Brittany Brown wins the women's 200 meters over Anavia Battle. And Marie-Josée Toulouse-Smith. Well, don't go away. Got a crowning ceremony to come. And we also have the race to end the night. The fabulous 400 meters.
Llevar la bandera de República Dominicana donde quiera, haber nacido allá y estar siempre con los pies sobre la tierra, como decimos algunos dominicanos. Siempre humilde, con la serenidad de que al final, sin importar que uno pueda recorrer el mundo, siempre se recordará de dónde uno salió. Soy Marileidy Paulino, atleta de la República Dominicana. Me dedico al atletismo en la especialidad de 400 metros planos. Ganar el oro cambió mi vida muchísimo, que no solamente se trata de competir por el dinero, sino competir porque tú lo amas, porque lo quieres, porque te gusta hacerlo, y en mi caso así soy yo. Y más feliz me sentí cuando llegué a mi país, que vi a todas esas personas esperándome con bandera, muchos niños llorando, doñas llorando, o sea, es una sensación increíble. Ahora mismo mi motivación, digamos que hacer el sub-47, y el día que haga los sub-47 me voy a motivar con el sub-46, o sea que no hay límite realmente. Mantener la humildad, no solo para mí, sino en cualquier ser humano, es sumamente importante. Los logros van y vienen, al final son metales, son cosas materiales. Pero lo que tú eres como persona, cada palabra, cada gesto, lo que tú hagas, lo que tú puedes hacer por los demás, eso vale más que una medalla. Siempre yo le digo.
So Brittany Brown, AKA Brittany Crown, is once again the ATHLOS champion at 200 meters, taking her second title in as right tonight. Meanwhile, I need you to understand that this is something so very special. We might need to rename the race. I'm sending it to Serena so she can talk to her champ.
Hey everyone, we are back. And we are back again. Miss Brown, yes, congratulations. You just stepping on them tonight. Congratulations, this is, how many times have you run now, this crown?
This is my third crown.
Your third?
Two this year.
Congratulations, ATHLOS clearly is something super special to you because you keep winning.
I know, right? I just need to keep coming here every year, and for the league, just forever.
Okay, so tell us one thing that really got you motivated to get ready and get started and try to win this race.
A lot of my family's here, so it really feels nice to be in front of my family and friends. My mom's from New York, so I had a New York crowd here. All my people from California came out to my hometown, so it was just really nice.
Well, congratulations. Let's give you another crown.
Are you guys good? All I have to do is tell you that she's my favorite dancer of the night. Okay. Here we go. One time. Now listen, if I had her dance skills as well as her athletic skills, I'd be a lot further in my career right now. She has been such a treat to watch. We're renaming this race after her. It's Brittany Brown. Thank you for participating. You have been nothing but greatness. I literally have had so much fun tonight. I cannot tell you. I wasn't really anticipating dancing up here, but you have been dancing with me. A woman who absolutely cruised at the World Championships in Tokyo this summer. Melissa Jefferson Wooden, thank you so much for being here. You also were my dance partner. You taught me the difference between the soldier boy, no?
Yes.
Is that how it went, or am I doing it wrong with my hands? I don't have my hands.
So soldier boy is...
Okay, okay. I'll get there. Okay. Gosh, you're an expert in many things. Okay, so let's talk about that race we just saw. I heard you yelling. You were saying, "Go, Britt, Britt." Are you guys good friends? Talk to me.
Yeah, so, I mean, well, me and Brittany don't train together, but every time I see her on the circuit, it's always a good time. I'm always making sure that I go out of my way to speak to her and tell her, you know, how proud I am for her or good luck, whatever the case may be. And to see the year that she's had, to see her overcome so much and still be able to come out here and perform, I'm always rooting for that. So
Shelly Ann was here earlier. She said it's a sisterhood. I believe it. I'm glad to hear you say that. Let's talk about tonight's event. Let's start with ATHLOS. An event like this is so amazing, and what it does for track and field, for the sport, for you ladies. How do you believe it's starting to affect the way people perceive the sport?
Yeah, so I definitely feel like ATHLOS is putting women on the pedestal that we deserve to be. It's giving us an opportunity to say, like, hey, you are an athlete, but you're also a girl. You know, you're also a woman. You are seen, you are heard, and they are definitely out here giving the flowers, and I'm all for that. Even though I didn't compete, I'm still happy to be able to be a part of it in some sense and show my support. And tonight has been nothing short of amazing. From a fan's perspective, it's nothing more that I could ask for, honestly.
No, it really is a special event. I mentioned Shelly Ann. I want to talk about your 3 golds at Worlds. She was the last person to do that. Is she a hero for you? Is someone you look up to? Talk about that relationship.
Definitely an inspiration, for sure. So growing up in America, obviously my short sprint hero would be Marileidy Jeter, but you know, Shelly Ann has done just as much as she has and then some. So to see them to battle back and forth throughout the years and show us what a true rivalry is, but also 2 amazing women who have so much respect for one another, that's what the sport is about. That's what track and field is supposed to be about.
Okay, so Melissa Jefferson Wooden, I want to know, will you be dancing once you leave this set?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. I'm literally going back down there to go and have a great time.
That's all we needed. Melissa, thank you so much. Enjoy yourself tonight, and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right, folks, so let's check back in with Ari Chambers. There's a vibe check happening. You can hear it in the background. My girl can tell us more about it.
You know, we say cheers to the freaking weekend, which it is, but we have it jumping in here, courtesy of your tequila.
Yes.
Listen, our friends at the Sports Bar in Portland, Oregon are watching. We have it here at ATHLOS, available to everybody. Tell us about Rodeo.
Rodeo's our tequila company based out of Vegas, and then it's all about like the Southern California Rodeo Drive, and it's the best tequila. The best ingredients, no additives, like it's just the best quality stuff. You heard Tara and I talk a lot about tequila, it's the way we celebrate, so from personal experience, I tested them out tonight, very good, I would recommend.
Let's shake some up real quick, okay? Let's get it going.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
Here we go. Shaking that shaker like
not bad,
said.
not bad. Okay. I'm more of the tester, less of the maker,
but you know what, we believe in you.
We're trying something new today.
We believe in you.
We got a staggered start.
Okay.
All right. Pour it out for my friends. That's not bad.
It's not bad. You're a literal barista. I love it.
I have a new career coming my way.
Yes, you do. Cheers. And here we go. Cheers to our friends at ATHLOS here live with us and to the Sports Bar back in Portland, Oregon.
Cheers to the weekend. 400 meters is just moments away. Let's send it down to Lara, who has more.
Lena, you're carrying such confidence coming in to conclude your season, coming off the double gold in the relays at Worlds. How eager are you for one final opportunity to race in an open 400?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm extremely excited. Anytime I get the opportunity to step on the track, it's never one I take for granted. So yeah, we're gonna go out here, have fun, and wrap up this season.
This field in the 400, so incredibly deep. 5 out of the 6 athletes competing are Olympic medalists. How does that challenge you to rise up? How do you all elevate one another at this meet?
Yeah, I mean, the 400's deep, as you said. I think we just have to go out there and focus on our lanes and execute the race, and everything will come together.
Lena, good luck. All of Indianapolis cheering for you.
Thanks.
Carrie, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, my friend. Let's get you guys back out to the track for tonight's final race. I need a drum roll outside of the dancing. 400 meters, here again, that dynamic duo, Colin Simon.
Thanks very much, Carrie, and what a dynamic scene down trackside, up in the stands. If you had the pan up there, you'd see Sonia Richard-Ross doing her thing up in press row as we look at the world and world lead, and noting that 47.78 by Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, not only a remarkable achievement for the world record holder in the 400-meter hurdles, but in the process of that run through Tokyo, took down my colleague's long-standing American record.
Yeah, if there was one thing I missed not being in Paris, not being there, was seeing her run under 48 seconds. You know, that is a barrier that we didn't think was possible for so long. And so to see the American record go to a woman who I just have so much admiration and respect for, and to see those times, 47, we're going to see Paulino tonight as well, who also went under 48 seconds. So this is the race I've been waiting for. Super excited for the women to line up tonight at 400 meters.
Got to look at Flavor Flav, who's back here once again supporting the athletes. Saw him in Paris supporting the athletes as well. And, you know, you said it's something you thought you'd never see.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'd ever thought I'd see this kind of energy at a track meet. This is just so exciting to be a part of, and a chance now to welcome the last athletes of the night. And Lena Irby-Jackson came home from Tokyo with 2 relay golds for Team USA.
Yeah, you talk about someone who you can count on when it comes to the relay, and Lena Irby-Jackson is one of those women, and she does it on the mixed relay and the traditional relay. She's just really been great for Team USA.
By way of the University of Kentucky, Alexis Holmes.
Now 25, she's a gold medalist on the relay as well at the Olympic Games. You know, I also still believe in her. I think she has a lot of potential for Team USA to really get the women on the podium. Obviously, we've seen Sydney doing great things, but Alexis Holmes, one of those Americans as well.
This woman has had a very long but very successful season. She was the world indoor champion this year, Amber Anning.
Yeah, kind of her breakout season this year. She competed at Arkansas in 2024 was her last season. So her first full year as a pro, and I also really love the way she competes.
Henrietta Jager of Norway, the 22-year-old, has already won 11 national titles.
Truly incredible. You can see her really enjoying this moment. She's traveled from far away to come to New York to close out her season. She's a bronze medalist indoors at the World Championships.
All right, now the 2 favorites in this race that will do battle. Salwa Eid Nasser of Bahrain.
48-14, her lifetime best. These are just insane numbers. She was in that battle there in Tokyo, finished with a bronze medal. She's a world champion. She will be the class of the field along with this woman right here.
And here to defend her championship at ATHLOS, now the 3rd fastest in history, Marileidy Paulino, the Olympic champion from a year ago.
Yeah, Olympic champion, world champion. She was a silver medalist this year and ran that out of lane 9, which was just so impressive to go under 48 seconds. She is truly a great representative of the Dominican Republic. Really always raises their flag high, and she's run under 48 seconds. I can't say enough of just how impressive that is. It's cold here tonight, but it's not crazy windy, so I expect that she will run around 49 seconds, which is a phenomenal running for this late in the year, but a really great field assembled here for ATHLOS for the final event of the night.
If I was doing that in-stadium PA job, I would at this point mention the stadium record, because she'd hear it. And that stadium record is 48.75 by Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. And we watched that race, and if you can't beat her on the track in Tokyo, maybe take down her record here, and what a wonderful way that would be to end the night. But as you said, conditions here as we get into the later stages of this New York Friday night, which was actually really early in New York Friday night. Talking about the after party again, but you know, it's been just tremendous competition all night long, wrapped inside this amazing atmosphere that if you are anywhere near driving distance to this venue, you really missed a party.
Yeah, it absolutely has been a true celebration of women in sports, particularly in track and field. And you can just feel it on every level. The treatment the athletes have gotten, they've done photo shoots. They have had, you know, great accommodations at the hotel. They've had just great press around the event. And now they're in an arena that feels like they're celebrating all the hard work. And when you talk about the 400, you know, we always argue that this may be the most difficult event on the track. The training is so grueling. To be able to maintain that speed and that strength and to have that perfect balance throughout the race is truly a challenge of your mental and physical. And so, you know, these women truly deserve this opportunity to be celebrated in this way with such a great purse. Prize money at the end of the race. So, you know, we'll see what they have in store for us. Amber Anning looking like she's just taking her time getting back to the starting line. But sometimes, you know, you don't want to exert too much extra energy when you got to run and sprint a 400.
I think she was resetting her blocks just a little bit. Sonia knows there's 3 empty lanes.
Listen, after 3 kids, I think my best position is right here in the booth with you.
Well, nice to see your newest one joining us on this trip to New York.
Yeah, thank you.
Glad to have you back in the booth. Glad it was able to work out this year.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much, Paul.
Final event of the night as the women get into the blocks in front of this capacity crowd. One final crown to be won. Women's 400 meters.
Set.
From the inside, Irby Jackson, Holmes, Eat Nasser, Paulino, Yager, and Anning. And now we see Saul Eat Nasser, the 2019 world champion, trying to reach and catch the reigning Olympic champion to her outside.
Yeah, she always likes to get out well, and she's certainly done that. But Paulino not giving up too much. This is the part of the race here where we also see Sawa usually make a big move. But Paulino has a strong finish. These two have separated like we expected. What do they have in store for us, Paul?
Coming into the main straightaway, these two do battle. And now Paulino, look at the strength she has at the tail end of this race. And she comes back to New York and comes back for another crown as she takes the victory at 400.
Dominant performance for Paulino, who is used to crossing that finish line first. 50 seconds, which is what I expected, around 49, 50 seconds, simply because of the weather conditions. You saw the race very well executed. This is a woman who's extremely confident in her final 100 meters when she steps on the track to execute this 400. And boy, that was pretty masterful by Paulino to close out a great competition, Paul.
And in this stage of the race, are we seeing someone go faster or just sustaining the speed she had?
Yeah, no, you're definitely not seeing someone go faster. Traditionally, women are running about 13 seconds in the final 100 after running about 11 and 12 seconds consistently through the first 300 meters. So it's the person who decelerates the least, you know, that usually wins the competition. They certainly aren't speeding up. But it looks like she's able to separate so well because she really balanced the race. You know, Salwa Eid Nasser got out really fast, and it looked like she paid for it in the final few meters of the race. But Salwa was more measured, and so she seemed to have a lot more in the tank to finish the race tonight.
Nice close by Henrietta Jogger, finishing in third in 51.24. But as we look at the final results, Marileidy Paulino takes the victory in the final race of the night with another crowning ceremony to come on the stage.
I remember when I was younger and growing up, being a professional athlete was not something that I envisioned myself doing. In my generation, we didn't really have that, right? And I had a few female athletes and women athletes that I looked up to.
We are here for one reason, to usher in a new era
are creating opportunity, we are creating change. If ATHLOS existed when I was a young girl, I would have looked up to this. I would have been so motivated, and that's what we're creating here.
Being a part of the team ATHLOS is being a part of history. I feel as if ATHLOS is a step forward in the direction for women's sports to continue to develop in a way that has never been seen before. Being in the forefront of a monumental step in changing the sport, I feel like it's a responsibility that I take very seriously. My vision for track and field is to leave the lanes full of creativity, knowing that nothing will stop you. There's no cookie-cutter ways to be. There's no image that you have to obtain.
I want my impact on this sport to literally make the biggest crater to ever exist. I want to change the game of track and field for women's sports. I want to bring more eyes to the sport. I want to bring more money, more style and swagger in the hopes of all of these cool ideas coming to life. That's how I want to change it.
I want my impact to be not just an athlete who ran fast, not just an athlete who has medals. I want to be known for doing more and leaving the sport better than I found it. And that's exactly what we do with ATHLOS.
What an amazing race. Marileidy Paulino takes the 400-meter win for the second straight year at ATHLOS. We're going to send it right back down to Serena, who's ready to bestow tonight's final crown. Serena, take it away.
All right. What an amazing, wonderful run. 2 ATHLOS, 2 crowns. How do you feel?
Muy bien, me siento muy bien, a pesar de que el frío está fuerte, pero bien.
Congratulations. I'm going to give you your Tiffany crown.
What a wonderful, wonderful night this has been. Congratulations to Marileidy. We all had an idea up here sitting that she might actually do this, and she showed something amazing. Meanwhile, it has been a great night. The racing is over, but the party continues here at Icahn Stadium, and that is for the folks who are here. We hope we're making you jealous. We want you to come and join us next year. We'll see you then.